ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 14. The material world has a great forest of the enjoyment. And the text, in the text 19. Text 19. Sometimes, due to the bodily hunger and thirst, the conditioned soul becomes so disturbed that he loses his patience and becomes angry with his own beloved son, daughters, and wife. Thus, being unkind to them, he suffers all the more. Text, text 20th. Sukadev Goswami continued speaking to Maharaj Parikshit, my dear king, sleep is exactly like a python. Those who wander in the forest of the material life are always devoured by the python of sleep. Being bitten by this python, they always remain in the darkness of ignorance. They are like the dead bodies thrown in a distant forest. Thus, the conditioned souls cannot understand what is going on in the life. Text 21. In the forest of the material world, the conditioned soul is sometimes bitten by the envious enemies, which are compared to the serpents and other creatures. Through the trick of the enemy, the conditioned soul falls from his prestigious position. Being anxious, he cannot even sleep properly. He thus becomes more and more unhappy, and he gradually loses his intelligence and consciousness. In that state, he becomes almost perpetually like a blind man who has fallen into the dark well of the ignorance. Text 22. The conditioned soul is sometimes attracted to the little happiness retrieved from the sense gratification. Thus, he has illicit sex or the steals another's property. At such a time, he may be arrested by the government or chastised by the woman's husbands or the protector. Thus, thus, simply for a little material satisfaction, he falls into the hellish condition and is put into the jail or for rape, kidnapping, thief, and so forth. Text 23. Learned scholars and transcendentalists therefore condemn the materialistic path of the fruitive activity because it is the original source and the breeding ground of the material miseries, both in this life and in the next. Text 24. Stealing or cheating another person's out of his money, the conditioned soul somehow or other keeps it in his possession and escapes punishment. Then another man named Devadatta cheats him and takes the money away. Similarly, another man named Vishnumitra steals the money from the Devadatta and takes it away. In any case, the money does not stay in any case, the money does not stay in one place. It passes from one hand to the another. Ultimately, no one can enjoy the money, and it remains the property of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Text 25. Being unable to protect himself from the threefold miseries of the material existence, the conditioned soul becomes very morose and lives a life of the lamentation. These threefold miseries are the miseries suffered by the mental calamity at the hands of the demigods, such as freezing wind and the scorching heat, miseries offered by the other living entities, and the miseries arising from the mind and the body themselves. Text 26. As far as the transition with the money are concerned, if one person cheats another by the frapping or lust, they becomes enemies. Text 27. In this materialistic life, there are many difficulties, as I have mentioned, and all of these are the insurmountable. In addition, there are the difficulties arising from so-called happiness, distress, attachment, hate, fear, false prestige, illusion, madness, lamentation, bewilderment, greed, envy, enmity, insult, hunger, thirst, tribulation, diseases, birth, old age, and death. All this combined together to give the materialistic conditioned soul nothing but miseries. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Harinam Kirtan, Prabhuji. Whenever you are ready, you can please take over the call, Prabhuji. I'll stop sharing. Do you want to share the screen, Prabhuji?
Sure, Mataji. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for reading, Mataji. Thank you so much for joining. Let me start with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Vishnupadaya Krishnapristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatare Shatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We are reading very interesting sections. The 14th chapter in the 5th canto, describing about the the details of this material world where we are all are living and what goes on. And it's very nicely compared with the forest, at how a living entity being in this forest to material world is his attention is been captured or attracted to so many other places, and that's how he gets illusioned and he suffers more and more and more. In the yesterday, I think Krishna Menon Prabhu ended or quoted with the Prahlad Maharaj verse, Hitvatma Pakam Granda Kupam Vanam Goto Yad Dharim Ashreta. So Prahlad Maharaj is comparing, that Hitvatma Pakam Graha Anda Kupam, that the family position is compared to a dark well. So he's telling this to his own father. That, oh my dear father, you are being in this comfortable family position, being in this material world. This is like a andakoop, dark, deep, dark well. And if one fell in this, dark well, uh, his life is lost. Despite he cries so much for his rescue, and therefore, the great high learned spiritualists, the great soul, they recommend that one should not enter this kind of ashram, and it is better to prepare for more austerities. And that was a theme. So text 19 onwards, as all of you know background, I don't go through the entire background. So text 19 onwards, the symptom is explained. Our human body, the symptoms is explained, that our body always being thirsty, always being hungry, uh, always needs to feed again and again, right? So the conditioned soul, we have given a suitable particular body based on our previous karmas or previous whatever we have done. So based on that, we have been awarded a body. And we all are very, very lucky to be awarded a human form of life. But everybody is awarded, different types of body. And this hunger and thirst is always hampering, always, beating every time. People eat 3 times, 4 times, and so much and so. And because so if they don't get that, they become impatient and becomes angry, you know, to their own sons and daughters. In fact, one of the Kali Yuga symptom is mentioned that because of hunger and thirst, the animals and other kingdom, and even in the future, uh, the parents, the family, they will eat their own children, because being so hungry and thirsty. So then Srila Prabhupada quotes from Srila Vidyapati Thakur that Tatala Sakaite Vari Bindu Sama Suta Mita Ramani Samaje. So it's telling that the happiness which is present in the family life, because a person enter into a family life, to enjoy. That's a hardcore reality. To enjoy the sense pleasure, to being, to comfortable, to enjoy, to please their family and everybody, to be in that position. And he's telling the happiness which is present in the family life is compared to a drop of water in the desert. And no one can be happy in the family life. One cannot give up the responsibility of family life, but today everybody is giving up family life by divorce. So Shilpa is talking two things. He's telling that one cannot give up the responsibility of family life, but today everybody is giving up the life by divorce. So generally in this our culture, or so-called moral culture, we have been trained, or like take care of your family, take care of your duties, take care of your boss demand, your wife demand, your children demands. And every time the life is so much centric towards family needs, family care, our whole consciousness, our whole mind, practically whole life goes in that. As soon as we enter to grahastha ashram, the needs of the wife become prominent, the needs of the family become prominent, the children needs become prominent, their school becomes prominent, their so many classes become prominent. Our priority keep changing so much and so that people ignore the spiritual life. So that's how Shilpa is saying that we get so much caught up in the so-called responsibility of family life, and that keep beating us, until we get old practically. So much responsibility we are, and we're thinking, I'm a great man, I'm a great person, I'm doing my responsibility very, very nicely. And that's one thing. On the other hand, Shilpa is saying that people are giving up the family life by divorce. What does that mean? Yeah, because people are not satisfied with one wife, and the things which comes with the family, and they wanted to enjoy another partner. You want to keep changing the partner, keep enjoying partner, because they are not satisfied with one, go to another, go to another, go to another. And that's how the whole Western civilization is, to gratify their senses, changing the partners. But, if I don't like somebody, change it. So that is the miserable condition in the family life, because this material world is a very illusory world. It keep proposing that, if you do this, you will be happy. If you try this, you will be happy. If you change your situation from this to this, you will be happy. Recently, I was hearing a lecture by my Guru Maharaj. He was sharing a point that whole material world and the people in this material world is just trying to make so-called material adjustment one after another, and being in illusion that by making this material adjustment I'll be happy, by making this material adjustment that I'll be happy. But life is designed in such a way that we are always forced by three miseries. you know Both misery caused by our own body and mind, misery caused by from the others, misery caused by the natural disaster. Life is designed in like this. So whatever you do, whatever big man, small man, any post, position, any family, no family, whatever the person is always subjected to these miseries. And from the Bhagavad Gita also, uh, Lord Krishna say, Mamamamsha Jiva Loko, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, Manashastrani Indriyani, Prakati Sthani Karshati. That the living entity in this conditional world are my part and parcel. So we are Krishna's part and parcel, but we are conditioned. They're conditioned in this body. We're conditioned in this material world. We are conditioned to so-called duties of so many things, and we are struggling very hard with the six senses, including the mind. And in this forest of material, forest of enjoyment, we being in this forest, we are always subjected to so many things, and there is a like large number of analogy is given, like our sons and daughters, they are compared to the plunderers. They are always looking for the wealth we have and plunder our own wealth. And some other person come, they plunder. Another person come, they plunder. And we are always thinking about what to enjoy, how to change my material position. The text 20, again, Sukhdev Goswami continuing about another feature of our bodily nature, which is sleep. We need a lot of sleep. Yeah, Prabhupada says we should sleep 6 hours. That 6 hours of sleep is very good. 6 to 7 is perfect. Uh, but people are very much busy in eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. And sleeping is a very, very important function. And in this material world, people do what and what not for the function of sleep. Nice, costly beds, blankets, and houses, and big this to get a nice sleep. So we can buy all this material facility, but we cannot buy the sleep. People are taking sleeping pills to get the sleep. You know, People can buy so much luxurious food to eat, but they need to have appetite or diet or to digest everything. So that what cannot buy with the money. And this Sukhdev Goswami is telling that in this forest of material life, that we are always devoured by the python of sleep. We are always get sleep every day we need sleep. You know. Imagine, the gopis, they say, this eyelids, they blink, they're criticizing Brahma because they're not experiencing Krishna when they close their lids. So great devotees, they get control over this function of sleep also. So Arjuna also is called Budakesh. He has overcome the sleeping, and our Goswamis also, they used to sleep for 2 hours or less. So only advanced spiritualist, advanced devotee can manage this. But that's how it's been said. So Sharubad, right? We should try to reduce sleeping, eating, meeting, mating, and defending. We should try to reduce all the four so that we can come out of this conditioned nature. Text 21. Again, in this forest of material world, the soul is bitten by envious enemies, uh, which are compared to serpents and other creatures. So, in this forest of material world, the envious people are compared to the serpents. Serpent is very, very dangerous. I think Chanakya Pandit says, right? More than the serpent, the envious people are worse than those even. So, and the conditioned soul falls from the prestigious position, and he can't even sleep properly. Just becomes more and more unhappy, and he gradually loses all intelligent consciousness. And he becomes separately like a blind man falls into a dark well of ignorance. So again, being in this material world, uh, we are subjected to so many things. Similarly, the envious people are always, there. And we also feel and become envious when we see somebody else are enjoying the riches of the material world, or somebody is handsome, somebody is beautiful, somebody is more wealthy, somebody is, you know, having much more big post and position or reputation, we feel envious. You know, in our heart also that kind of envy comes. So, and we become anxious, we become worried. And so this is a feature which is a function of material world. And X22, again, so many bodily features, bodily demands, bodily functions because of not attraction towards the Supreme Lord. And another feature of this material world, where the conditioned soul is trapped heavily. Pramada is compared to the little happiness which is derived from the sense gratification. And Srila Prabhupada writes that illicit sex or stealing another's property, and so that's the happiness derived from the family life. So one may be getting arrested by the government, or chastised by the other person husband if we, for the material satisfaction, if we keep enjoying. And Srila Prabhupada writes that when a person does these kind of illicit activities, then they are being put into the jail for rape, kidnapping, theft, and so forth. Srila was writing, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, rape, kidnapping, theft, and so forth. And we can see in this material where practically, you know, whatever the government is, whatever is the, whoever the thing is, but how these kind of heinous crimes are increasing day by day, day by day, day by day, be it India, be it US, be it anywhere. So this tendency of enjoyment, this tendency of bodily enjoyment, the men's think that we'll be happy if I have that. The women also think I'll be happy by doing this. So much emphasis has been given exploiting each other's body. And that's the very very big attraction present in the material world. That is how the money and the opposite attraction, that's what is the major anchors of the material world. Okay. Srila makes a very, very important statement here. He tells that there are four major don'ts like illicit sex, gambling, intoxication, and meat eating. Srila writes that meat eating and intoxication, they excite the senses more and more, by eating such foods or by drinking those kind of things, our senses become aggravated, they become, they demands more, the demands increases, and when the demand is increases, uh, they demand, the conditioned soul become victim to a woman or opposite sex. And then to keep the woman, to keep the partner, one needs to earn a lot of money to satisfy their demands. And that's how the cycle rotates. So another Srila tells very, very important thing for everyone, that Srila quotes, Janmethunadi grahamedhi sukham hitucham, that whole material world is based on sex life, whether licit or illicit, licit or illicit. And it's full of danger even for those who are addicted into the family life. Whether one has a license for sex or not, there is a great trouble, bahut dukha bhag. Many volumes of miseries comes because of this. Okay, because of the tendency to enjoy, because our tendency to enjoy our bodily, body for the sense gratification. Shripa's code tells that that person is a miser. That person is a miser, and so all our senses, if we are not engaged in the service of Lord Rishikesh, then we are gone. That's how the conclusion is. Therefore, all the learned scholar and devotees, they condemn this material past, condemn completely the materialism path. I was a long time back, I heard one lecture from His Holiness Bhakti Samrit Maharaj, and he was sharing this thing that when we advance in our spiritual life, we become fully convinced that this material world is not a happy place to live. We develop so much, distaste from this material world. Then we realizes this, that this material world is not a good place to live, because here I'm always attacked by so many things. There is a war going on, practically war. The war going on from outside, the war going on within, inside also. Outside we are subject to so many things, bodily demands, and inside also so many desires are taking away our attention, our time, our mind, so many things. So there is always a situation of war going on. And then Srila Prabhupada also quotes from Bhagavad Gita 9:27, telling that the principle of that whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, whatever you give away, whatever you may perform, it should be done as an offering unto me. So that's how all the bodily function, all our tendencies, all our things which are present in this material world, somehow or other, by hearing the instruction from the spiritual master, by hearing the instructions from the Guru, Srimad Bhagavatam, we need to change our way, we need to change, we need to make it proper as per the scriptures. Being in family life is not bad, being in a grahasthashram is not bad, but not devoting our time and energy, not doing our real dharma, being getting a human form of life, not performing the real dharma, that is bad. That is highly, highly condemned in this world. So text 24, again the function of Srila talks about the sex life, tells about the money, which is money is the honey. So because of the attraction towards money, gaining more and more, more and more, should pray to Krishna. Krishna, when will this attachment will get over from our life? We always demand more, more, more. Give me more. When this attraction, this attachment will be finished from our life? Because our mind keep demanding, thinking that more I accumulate, more I have, more I will be happy. That is what the illusion is. This is what the illusion is, the material world proposes to us. More possession, and then somebody else plunders, and the money does not stay in one place. It's chanchala. Lakshmi ji is very chanchala, and no one can enjoy. It's a property of the Supreme Lord. And Srila Prabhupada quotes, he tells the example of Ravana and Sita Maya, that Ravana is also kidnapping Sita Maya, trying to enjoy. And what happens? He get destroyed. He get destroyed from there. That's why the Lakshmi ji wants to be with Lord Narayan. So we should use it wisely, use in the service of the Lord Radha Krishna, Lakshmi Narayan. And if money is utilized, Srila Prabhupada makes a very important statement. If money is utilized in the service of Lakshmi Narayan, the devotee automatically lives in an opulent way. Very important. The devotee automatically lives in an opulent way. So Krishna take care. If we devote, our resources, our things to temple, to good activities, Krishna take care. Krishna make sure we are living nicely. Text 25. Again, the calamities of threefold of material miseries are explained. Adi Devik, Adhyatmik, Adi Bhautik, and nobody is free from these miseries. One or more than two, one or two miseries are always present at every time to us. And there's a nice statement my Guru Maharaj makes, that our mind is always looking for a reason to be dissatisfied. Always there is some reason to be dissatisfied. So once we become more mature in our spiritual life, we understand the function of this material world, we understand the nature of this material world, we understand how it is impacting our consciousness, our chitta, our mana, our mind. And then a devotee with the association of great Vaishnava slowly by slowly or gradually, overcome all these tendencies, all this problem, and eventually, understand the natures. Okay. Shalprabhat in the text 26 write a very nice statement. There is a less time, so I'll just read that statement. Shalprabhat write, the best process is to take the advice and instructions of Sri Krishna or his bona fide representative. In this way, one can be happy in this life and the next. So that's the formula to be happy, that by hearing this advice, by hearing the instruction, by contemplating those instructions and gradually making changes in our life, implementing those things in our life, we can be really, really happy in this life and the next life. And Sharvapad is very, very heavy uh, on the economist, scientist, philosophers. Sharvapad was telling them cheaters, they're cheater after cheater, they're cheating. In the last 27 verse, again, it has been kind of summarized all kind of difficulty present in the materialistic life, and they are insurmountable and insurmountable, and happiness, distress, attachment, hate, fear, false position, illusion, madness, lamentation, bewilderment, greed, envy, enmity, insult, hunger, tribulation, so many things are there, always beating us. And Shalprabhat writes that again Shalprabhat condemned, telling the economist, scientist, philosopher, politician, and socialist, they are actually nothing but rascals. So Shalprabhat is very heavy on this class of people. They are rascals and they are mudas. They are fully foolish. Their knowledge is stolen by illusion and they do not surrender to the Krishna, because they keep proposing, they keep giving hope after hope. You can be happy here, you can be happy by this, enjoy this, do this, and they're not guiding the society from the true path of dharma. So we have spoken a lot about the function of the materialistic life. I wanted to end with a happy note, not with a bad note. We are condemning so much about the materialistic life. So there is a nice bhajan from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He tells, ग्रहे टाको बने टाको सदा हरि बोले टाको सुखे दुखे भूले ना को बदने हरि नाम करो रे. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, whether you are a householder or you are a sannyasi, we may think, I am a grahastha, I am in this ashram, I have so many things. If I become sannyasi or brahmachari, I'll be happy. Our mind may give this trick also, because mind is very flickering. When I will become sannyasi or vanaprastha or this, I'll be more happy. But that's another trick of Maya. So, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, whether you're a household or a sannyasi, constantly chant Hari, Hari, and do not forget this chanting. Whether we are in a happy condition, Sukhe Dukhe Bhule Nako, whether we are happy, whether we are distressed, our lips should be always chanting the names of Krishna. That's a very, very crucial formula. And the next paragraph is also very nice. It's telling Maya jale badde ho, ye ache miche kaja lo ye. Ek hona chetana paye, Radha Madhav, naam bolo re. That we are always bound in the network of Maya. This forest is like a network of Maya. And we keep getting illusions, forced, and we have this human form of life. So we should utilize our body, our lips, our mind, the service of the Lord, chanting His name, hearing the instruction from the bona fide devotees, and that can change our life. And so one can sing this bhajan also. Another thing is also very nice. Jivene hoila shosh na bhajile hrishikesh. That our life may end at any moment, and we have not served the senses, the master of the senses, Rishikesh. So Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving the advice that please relish the nectar of holy name. Please relish. Okay, so once again, we can blame the scripture speaks very heavy, very, because it needs to be done. We need to cut this attachment. These are all our attachment lingering in our heart and mind. Shastra speaks to cut those. That's very, very important. But more than cutting those attachment, it's very, very important to build our attachment from Krishna. That is more important. If we build our attachment to Krishna, Krishna's name, Krishna's Rupa, Krishna's Leela, Krishna's pastime, with the devotees, that gradually this attachment of this material world will be automatically cut down actually. If we keep thinking about this, so much material world, this, we should know it. We should know the nature. We should totally know the nature, how this is working, how it is capturing us. But then instead of thinking so much negative, we should think about worshipping Krishna, chanting his name, taking association. Once we are engaged in building our attachment to Krishna, we will automatically develop the Vairagya. We will develop the Jnana and we will develop the Vairagya also. Bhakti will come and Vairagya, both will come. So, Hare Krishna. Please, I am not a scholar, I am not a learned, I am also a struggling sadhaka. It's easy to speak, condemning this material world, but even in my heart, so much material desires are lingering. So I beg from all of you devotees that please bless me, please pray for me. I can follow nicely the instructions of my superiors. I'm just repeating from Srimad Bhagavatam and Acharyas. Please pray for me. Hare Krishna, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.